I thought I'd start with one called Searching, by way of an introduction, because it's kind of about me. Yeah, I wrote it a few years ago when I was living in France, trying to work out what the whole being alive thing is about. I'm just searching for an angle. I'm just searching for a voice. I'm just searching for a way to fit in. I'm just searching for a reason to rejoice. When I am just trying to treat breathing as a choice and smiling as a must, I'm just mining for a diamond in the rough. I guess I'm just trying to find happiness. Yeah, pretty much. I'm just trying to be happy. And I am just searching for a true fact. For one that I can really understand. It feels kind of like searching for a ruby in the dirt or for a church in the city of the damned. And really, I'm just trying to be a man. A good one. I guess I just wish I had a plan. A good one. Really, I'm just trying to be a good son. I'm just trying to be a good son. I'm just trying to make my peace with the struggle. Progress is gradual, needless to mumble. It's like my life is a street full of rubble and I haven't got time just to lean on the shovel. Last night I felt asleep in my duffel. With a head full of schemes and a cheek full of stubble, that's good, keep writing, describing the puzzle. I needn't remind you the mind is a muscle, flex and release. Flex and release make hay while the sun burns red through the trees. Rest and resume as soon as it rears its head in the east. I'm just trying to make sense of my dreams. Searching for strength, also for a lesson to teach. Also for a place to lie down, I have quite a collection of tensions to ease. I'm just trying to float on the temperate seas of wisdom, hope, affection, peace. Just trying to cherish this westerly breeze as it pinkens my nose and caresses my cheeks. I'm just trying to go the whole length of this beach without once wondering what's it all for and when will it cease and who first tried pecking with elegant beaks and wearing grey feathers instead of a fleece. Was it the herons, the eggs, or the geese? These are the questions that fetch me from sleep, stressing me out like big chunks of celery wedged in my teeth. I'm just searching for things that are constant. I'm just searching for things that are real. I'm just trying to make sense of my problems, just trying to sum up the things that I feel, things I desire, things I believe in, trying to treat breathing as being intrinsically freeing and smiling as winning. Graciously, I'm just trying to keep grinning. Basically, I'm just searching for ways to express. The bittersweet taste on my tongue and the similarly melancholy ache in my chest, trying to not feel a hate for the angel of death. I'm just searching for ways to impress, to astound. My mum, my dad, or the friends that I found. I'm just trying to make them proud. I'm just trying to make them proud. Really, I'm just trying to be a man, a good one. I guess I just wish I had a plan, a good one. Really, I'm just trying to be a good son. I'm just trying to be a good son. Thanks. Thanks. I'm enjoying my red spot. I've been told I'm not allowed to leave it or I'm out of the camera. Maybe at some point I'll summon the bravery. Okay, something slightly more intellectual now, sort of. This poem was a commission for an organisation in Bath called 5x5x5 = creativity, and they asked me to write this to kind of like to sort of sum up their general ethos, also the ethos of their patron, who's Sir Ken Robinson, who he's like an educational theorist a leading one, and he did a TED talk in particular that's got like 14 million views, which was kind of the starting point for this poem, and I'll let it speak for itself. But it's basically about creativity and education and the need for kind of the imagination and stuff to be at the heart of the way that we educate our children, and I guess it's also about the fact that isn't really the way things are being done at the moment. Yeah, it's called People Fall in Love. People fall in love, make love, and have babies. Babies grow at great speeds. For instance, say you were a toddler in the 80s. By now, you're probably working in a job that gives you brain freeze, gagging for a pay increase, scrabbling for cash enough in order to ensure you can assuredly procure for your family its basic needs. Life. It's a hard slog, but you're a fighter. You've made it to middle age at least. Even if it does sort of feel like increasingly you waste a lot of days and weeks. But making reasonable money from what you're good at, from the thing you most love, from what best corresponds with your nature, please. It sounds like the stuff of some make-believes. We aren't all special. God doesn't pave the streets. When you heard the universities had opted to raise their fees, it made you want to cry like a 2-year-old who got tripped and grazed his knees. And in any case, the girl ain't even going to get a place if she doesn't get the grade she needs. Bright kids should be angling for A's and B's instead. What's this? Jeez Louise. Report cards filling up with ADHDs and E's. Doctor, I have a trepidation. My daughter doesn't really match with education. You, sir, need a batch of medication. From here on in, it's just damage limitation. 2 people fall in love and make love, thus producing a princess, a little madam. My point being, the life and death cycle of humans begins with a fit of passion. Surely then we should all be splintering the atom, trying to innovate a different pattern, a system not explicitly constructed to render creativity inexplicably distant, conspicuously absent. People fall in love, make love, and have babies, thus providing hard proof that miracles can happen. Which is good to know, because that's what we all are going to need if we're to reinvigorate the listless interactions, currently driving entire classrooms to dribbling distraction. Isn't it true that children's brains are predisposed towards vigorous expansion? It seems a pinch peculiar to pickle them like Branston, to take their curiosities and cram them into standardized jars. Our kids are reared like battery hen chicks for individualist conformity, the very worst of both worlds, swiveling in tandem. And when they're grown, we throw them off a cliff into a chasm. And what about the teachers? Helplessly afflicting stupefaction on the kids in their command, the poor things, no. It isn't any of their fault if the system gives them no scope for wisdom and acts as if it thinks them as ignorant as plankton. Leave it to the drizzle of indifference to dampen any lingering scraps of their natural-born instincts for independent action. People fall in love. It's an age-old urge. In a bid to be saved, souls merge, bravely giving up the safety of their well-defined outlines to desire's melting pots. They collaboratively tie themselves in knots. And the odds are firmly on that pretty soon they'll be hitting Google up for baby names and buying lots of tiny velvet frocks, as well as flat-pack IKEA climbing frames and cots. The riddle then naturally submitted for dismantling has to be exactly what planet will this infant be inhabiting? In precisely which paradigmatic realms will this little one be languishing? The world is in crisis. All its resources due to pillaging are dwindling, withering, vanishing. We've been indiscriminately gambling on destiny for too long. And now disaster isn't imminent. It's part of our immediate predicament. It's happening. The fact is, if we are to avert the fatal fate towards which we giddily are galloping, we'll need to ease up. on the systematic shackling of free thought, experimentation, originality. Okay, if I might, I think I'd like to finish off by reeling off a short list of applicable platitudes. The truth is in the seeking. We are what we eat, as is the future we are feeding. Learning comes to infants as instinctively as sleeping. Every single instant is inimitably fleeting, thus this in every instant is for seizing, for gripping, and for squeezing. Of course, it's all just a little piece of history repeating. That goes without whispering or shrieking, scribbling or chirruping or tweeting, but surely with a little bit of innovative scheming, we could rustle up some rituals that enrich the thing with meaning. We haven't got to reinvent the principles of wheeling. We only need to tweak our definitions of succeeding. We only need to listen to our hearts and synchronize our visions of tomorrow with the rhythms that they're beating. We only need to do what people do and fall in love with ourselves. We human beings are unique in our productive versatility of feeling. We do crazy things like writing symphonies and reading. Our realities are molded by the fictions we believe in. That's what makes us different from a gibbon or a tree chimp, a kitten or a sleek mink, a chicken or a sea shrimp. Everything hinges on our capacity to dream. Anyway, you get the picture. There's some things we need to rethink. Thanks. One more? Yeah. Cool. I was hoping you'd say yes. Okay, well, I'm aware that one is it's kind of more of a protest than a celebration. So I'm going to finish with more of a celebration. To send you off into the interval, who's smiling and thirsty. Thanks so much for having me. It's been a real privilege and honor to be a part of an event like this. And yeah, without further ado, this is a poem called Love. It's about love. That went badly. Everybody say love. Louder on the count of 4. Love, 2, 3, 4. Love. Everybody feel love. Quietly on the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody say love. Everybody say love. Peace and love. I believe you can drink love straight if you got the right goblet. I believe that. I believe you can take love to work if you got the right Tupperware. And you can eat that for lunch as long as you keep some space in your stomach spare. I believe you can make love blush. You just need to pluck up the courage to say something heartfelt and honest. I believe we can all find the answer to what is love. We just need to quit asking our logics. The science is hardly as hard as for rockets. You haven't even got to go to classes at college. Merely give your soul's eyes glasses of polish and search the way that people do for car keys and wallets, i.e. start with your pockets. It won't be there, but don't despair. Remain calm as you forage. For all the truest loves love a game of hide and seek, so just take your time, the keys to play the part of the novice. Being a human being is bizarre. Be astonished. Unfasten the clasps of your lockets, by which I mean let flabbergasted air pass past the gargoyles guarding your locked lips, and if the mood moves your arms and your coccyx, well then, by all means extemporary, dance naked, but for a garland of olives. Green garlic stuffed olives. Excuse me, I digress as usual. All I'm trying to say is that love is 1,000,000,000 times, 10 times as high technical and useful as any conceivable future pairs of spooky sci-fi spectacles by Google. I believe you can dance on the surface of love's lakes. until the wise owl flying by the full moon's silver light's views are bewildered by rouge and still have dry shoes if you spill the right moves. Moreover, you can glide, similar to penguins on ice, into love's boundless ocean, never to re-emerge. Love's a real cheap date. There's rarely a debit to reimburse. You can pay the price of love's devotion and never need a purse. In fact, it probably even helps if you haven't many pennies to disperse. More often than not, money makes the world's natural pirouetting scheme reverse. On another footnote, affection hath an eloquence that never needed words. As much as I would like to think the book of love novella would have said its piece in verse, I know the lyrics it delivers are more like those whispered by the larynx of the leopard when it serenely purrs, more like the mesmeric rustling of the leaves the gentlest breeze disturbs. I believe that love can find a field of molehills where once lay a mountain range of obstacles demanding to be stressfully traversed. I believe love will free you from the flesh and bone confines of yourself, like melodies escaping from the slender beaks of birds. Forgive me, I'm waffling. Long story shortened, from the length of the tongue of a young giraffe to the length of a thumb that's been cut in half, I believe love is a back rub in a bubble bath. Not wanting to beat around the shrubbery green and lush, I mean to put it in the shells of a couple of pecan nuts. Ever since I learnt love from the mother whose teat I sucked, I've believed being human's a wonderful piece of luck. I believe peace is truth, and love is the key to stuff. Thus, I believe in nothing but peace and love. Thanks.